Okay, we got a lot to do today, so where do you want to start?
John Boyle.
Yeah, Pete, right after the game, you brought up penalties. One of the first thing you mentioned, you brought it up again on the radio today. How do you address that issue to keep that from being a problem?
Well, it is a problem, and we've got to do better. We overcame a good part of the things that we did on both sides of the football, but it still hindered us and kept us from getting all the points we could get. We missed touchdown opportunities. We have to kick field goals. And so it's something that we're dealing with. We just have to get to everybody's brain and make sure that everybody can make the right decision at the right time. We need to do a better job, and I need to do a better job of making sure I'm reaching them and making it happen. So, we'll call for a recommitment today, and the guys, do their part to make the right choices and the right, use the right techniques at the right time so we stay out of trouble and all of that. So, and it's on everybody.
Tim?
Pete, do you have any more of an update on how Geno's doing from what you had this morning?
Just that it's going to be a couple days, to make sure that we let him get back and it quiets down and all that. They know that they know the extent of it, that it isn't, there's no structural issue there, but he's got a sore elbow this morning. So they're doing everything they can to work through that, and we'll see how it goes.
And do you have a status on how Ken Walker's doing today?
More so that they just confirmed that he's got an oblique strain, and those are the kind of strains that it takes some time to figure it out. So we got to see how he does in the next couple of days and see what that means. We don't know yet.
Do you expect him to be able to play Thursday?
I don't know that.
Corbin?
I know we've talked about the third down issues a lot, and it's continued to be a problem. But third and fourth quarter, you guys are converting on less than 21% this year. What are you seeing as being the biggest symptoms for that, with this being a season-long problem that continued yesterday?
Yeah, and we started out so nicely, yesterday on offense. We were clicking and looking good, and the fourth down conversions added to it. Yeah, we have to continue to adapt as the game goes on to make sure that we're making the plays that are available to us, and that's the thrower, that's the catchers, that's the calls. We've got to make sure we're making the right calls as we continue through the game. Seems like we're losing our momentum on third downs for some reason, and so we just got to execute better and keep putting the ball in the guys' hands that'll make the plays for us.
Jen?
On the defensive side of things, Coach, a couple of your players talked about needing to make better adjustments in the second half as individuals, not scheme-wise or coaching-wise. What do you want to see them do, and who do you want to lead that charge?
Well, we have to watch the flow of the game, because the games in the last few weeks have changed a little bit in the second half. Teams have been frustrated for one reason or another, and they'll push the ball up into the running game, and we need to make that adaptation quicker. These guys in this week, they ran the ball a little bit and played off the running game, used the nakeds and the play passes that came off of that, and in a time when they might have been in a different mode earlier on. And so we just have to adapt to it. I know that's what they're talking about, because we didn't like the way that, although we played the run well the last couple of weeks in this game again overall, but there was a portion in the game where they got enough rhythm and running and mixing their stuff. We needed to adapt quicker to that and make sure that we don't give up, some easy yardage that we could otherwise, stop during the day. So we all feel like that. And we need. We were talking about it. We are kind of getting into pass rush mode, thinking they're going to start throwing the ball, and we needed to adjust from that.
Curtis?
Yeah, Pete, with Ken's oblique issue, that could present an opportunity for Kenny McIntosh to actually be up with you guys this week. What do you see from him? How would you contrast him in styles to what Ken Walker brings to you, and where he's at right now, if he's able to draw in for you guys this week?
Yeah, Kenny Mack is ready to go. I've been saying that to you guys, that we just didn't have the opportunity yet. This will present. He'll go right to the front with this thing, and he and Zach will be knocking it out with DJ until we know Kenny's back, and so McIntosh is ready to go, and he needs to be ready to play. He's got really good versatility in his catching ability in the throwing game. He's a scat back, got good quicks, good change of direction, good movement and stuff. You guys haven't had a real good chance to see him yet, but we're really excited about the prospects of Kenny getting some shots here. So if that happens, that's we'll count on him to fill that role for us.
Michael Sean.
Pete, how's Jamal doing?
Hoping these next couple of days will really help him. He's really anxious to play again and get back. It was killing him to not be out there, on Sunday. But hopefully these added days here between the last game and this one will give him a chance to get out there.
Is it just a pain tolerance thing with him?
No, it's not pain tolerance. It was just he wasn't able to move like he needs to.
Offensively, why do you think you guys haven't been more consistent this season?
What was the first part of that?
Why do you think offensively you guys haven't been more consistent this season?
Yeah, Michael, if I knew that, I'd fix it. It seems like we just have not sustained. And like we had, I think we ran the ball 16 times in the first half, and we ran about 5 times in the second half. And it goes right back to, as we've seen all along, when we're converting, it changes everything. And so I hate to, it seems like a freaking broken record about the third down thing, but it seems to follow that. And I think we need to, we need to execute better there so that we can mix our game the way we'd like to. That would get us back to the kind of continuity that we want.
And one last thing on Ken, would he be an IR candidate with the oblique?
Not at this point. No.
Thanks.
We need to learn more.
Maddie?
Hello. I heard you speak about rhythm when it comes to running the football more often, but there are certain situations where the offense is passing far more than expected, say the 3rd and 1 to 2 range where you're passing 12% more than expected by a certain data set. So is that a conscious philosophical choice, or is that just the way that the games have played out for the offense?
No, it's just mixing, based on the scheme that you're up against and what they're trying to do. If teams are really trying to load it up on the running game, or teams are playing a lot of really heavy man-to-man stuff, it changes your thinking some. So we have to adapt to that as the opportunity arises. I like to win them on 3rd down instead of having to win them on 4th downs, but that it fluctuates with the opponent.
Greg?
Pete, will Geno Smith practice Tuesday or Wednesday?
I don't. We're going to see. We're going to be on the field today. In a little bit here, so we'll see where we are. I think we'll really give him a chance to have like a Monday, Tuesday kind of a break that guys normally get, and it would be all the way till, what day is it today? It'd be all the way till Wednesday, likely, before he does anything.
Are you on the field? Is it a walkthrough today or a practice?
Yeah, it's a practice mode in walkthrough, tempo. We got to get. We have a lot of this. This has to be a Wednesday and a little bit of Thursday today, so that we'll combine that.
And the way that first drive yesterday, that might have been your sharpest drive of the year or last couple of years to begin a game. Is that attributable to the script and preparation going into the game, and then do things change? That defenses have changed after that? In the Rams case yesterday, did they just change how you had prepped it?
No. Really, we went down the field the next couple times too. Greg, we moved the ball well early, and so the penalties screwed us up a little bit, just the rhythm of those, and we missed our touchdown opportunities. But it was a really nice start. I thought we've had a number of nice opening drives, during the season, and that was one of the good ones. But I'm just disappointed that we're not able to sustain it, because you can see what we're capable of, and so we just got to find our ways. The script has something to do with that. It always does. The prep does.
How many plays do you script? 15, 20?
It depends.
Why is that a state secret?
Why would we want somebody to know when we're through with the script?
And then you touched on it yesterday, but what in particular, beside the physical trying to get back to a game 4 days later, what's the biggest challenge for this particular opponent, San Francisco, on 4 days rest for you guys?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. These guys are loaded. you know, when they're cooking like they have been the last couple of weeks again, you know, they had their 3 weeks where they took a dip, but when they got back on track here in the last couple of weeks, they looked like the team that was playing earlier in the year, which means they're terrifically balanced. They have a defense that they can count on. They've been really consistent, a really good pass rush, bunch of guys on the second level that really make problems for you. But combining that with the team that does mix so well on offense, their run-pass mix is really, really good. They've been very explosive, both ends of that, and so it just gives you no way to get away from the special aspect of this team. It's a really well-balanced club, and so when they're on it, they're tough to move around on defense, and they're hard to slow down because they mix really well. Purdy's done a great job with them with the run-pass game. He's been able to make the big plays. The guys that made the big catches for him. McCaffrey's having such a good year and just an incredible force. He's right at the centerpiece of everything that they're doing, and it's just really, really a difficult team to deal with. But teams have figured it out. They have found them out, and they were able to get them. And so we understand that. They've got 3 losses. We got 4 losses. This is a huge opportunity for us.
Thank you.
Bob?
Not yet. Bob. Come on, Bob. Bob just went to the lake.
Yeah. Brady? Oh, Bob, are you there?
No. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, can you hear me?
See Bob
Sure.
Lakeside over there? I can see you over there on the shore.
Yeah. Geno said after the game he couldn't, his earpiece, his helmet, that kind of malfunctioned on that play before the Zach Charbonnet run. Can you just, did you figure, is that what happened, or did you kind of
in the hurry to get it done, the communication didn't come through to him, so he just went ahead and made the call, and so we were calling it, but we were talking to him, but it happened so quick. There was so little time there that as he was getting prepared for it, he realized he needed to take over and make the call. So that's all. It was just it happens all the time. He has the freedom. He has to do things on his own sometimes in line with what we would normally think. And that was a good call, good opportunity. We just didn't block it as well as we needed to pop the ball like we wanted to.
Brady?
Hey, Pete, following up on that, was the call from the sideline to spike it?
No. That's
okay.
That's the only insides I'm giving you. No. The rest of it's
Got
on
it.
us.
And
Sorry.
with Geno and his elbow, is it realistic to think that this could be pretty much settled down by Thursday?
He got hit on the back of it's really his tricep. Okay, the swelling does affect his elbow, but he got hit back here. It's not an elbow injury. So it's just a matter of how sore he is and if we can maintain keeping the swelling down so that he has the freedom to throw. And he looked great when he went back out there. He's more sore today than he was, but we got a couple days. We really think that he's got a great chance to make it back.
But if he does make it back, do you think it's something that he's going to have to deal with discomfort for a while, or is it reasonable to think that it could be pretty much behind him by Thursday?
Well, anybody that's has been had your kicked in the thigh or something, you get a quad bruise. It's kind of like that. It's in his tricep. It'll take a couple days to see what happens. And if he can't make it, then Drew's ready to go, and we'll see how that goes. But Drew will get a couple days of work while we'll hold Geno back here until Wednesday, and so it'll be good. He'll get prepped. Geno will be getting prepped. We'll be okay and ready to be able to make the decision if we have to.
Thank you.
Maddie?
For the majority of the season, you've managed to defend the run well despite being in that over-front structure for the vast majority of the snaps. Did you expect that type of success from that kind of simplicity going in? And what does it say about the work of your defensive coaching staff that you've been able to accomplish that?
Yeah, I don't know about the despite part of it. We had intended, to play a lot of over defense this year, and we wanted to see when we got all of our guys out there how we would match up, properly to get our guys on the field. So if the reference is between 3-4 and 4-3, this is nothing that we didn't expect. It's worked out well for us for positioning our guys and playing the right guys at the right spots and all that. but it has we have all but there's a couple games this year when we haven't played the run well. We've played consistently under 4 yards of carry all year long, you know, and so hopefully we can continue to do that. This is a great test for us this week.
How similar is this to your past exposure to running over fronts in your vast defensive coaching career?
It's not different. Really, Maddie, it's the difference is playing with nickel personnel, you know, and as opposed to playing with base personnel in 4 DBs. We got 5 DBs on the field, you know, a ton of time. But that's the only difference. And so it really has. There's been a tremendous carryover, and we feel very consistent about it in the commitment to it, and it's worked out okay. You know, we're happy being there. That doesn't mean that we don't utilize the 3-4 stuff. That's still part of it. Depends on the opponent. Some teams play with with different makeups, and it calls for a little bit of different format.
Michael, Sean?
Gotta go.
Pete, with all the moves you've made since the last time you played the 49ers, do you feel like you guys stack up better with them than you did in that playoff game?
Yeah, I like where we are. I like where we are. What we've done with coverage-wise and system-wise. This team really does check you out. They'll check out your scheme, and so we give them a lot of credit and have a lot of respect for them. But I feel like we're much farther along than we were. Yeah.
Would you say coverage is the biggest jump in that regard, or somewhere else maybe?
It's the connection of it all. But we're much cleaner coverage-wise, and we're much more consistent at the line of scrimmage than we were in our fits and all of that. We've cleaned it up and been very demanding of how precise we need to be in it, and it's worked out. So we've had pretty good results there.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay.
Greg?
Gotta go. Last one.
To that, Michael Sean, what Michael Sean asked to that, has this been the target all along, the standard that you knew you had to get to San Francisco, be better on the offensive and defensive lines, and that was the target to get out of the division?
I don't mind giving them credit for they're as balanced as anybody in football right now. They're right there. You can't win 12 games in a row like they did, and factor into the playoffs and all of that, and bring it back to the next season without great continuity and a plan. I think Kyle's done a fantastic job. I always have great respect for the guys that come out of his family, and he's really at the top of his game.
Last question.
Quickly, what message did Geno Smith give to the team by coming back the way he did yesterday?
Oh yeah, I thought it was awesome. I really, when I get a chance to address him here and when I leave you guys, I'm anxious to just point that out. He came back right out there, and he was banged. Now that was a heck of a hit that he took, and just to get back out, but not just to get back out, but to execute that well. I thought it was really impressive.
Last question, Curtis Crabtree.
Basket by Curtis.
Yeah, Pete, how's Jarek Reed doing today? What did you learn about him?
Yeah, he hurt his knee. He definitely hurt his knee, and he's going to miss time. So we'll let you know more about it in the next day or so. But he got banged pretty good.
And how about the outlook for Abe Lucas this week?
We'll go into it. It's not a great week for him to develop his way back, but we'll see how it goes here. We'll get him out in the field today and do some extra stuff with him after practice, after the walkthrough. We'll see where he is.
Okay, thank you, everyone.